Hello and welcome all of you out there. So many times we are going to a doctor to really check how we are feeling, how our body is, and what are we going through. But how many times do we really do the same checking for our business? So today we're going to talk about the essential checkpoints that people require when starting their business. And today with me, I have a very special guest who is an expert, who is running multiple businesses. Hi, Swapna, how are you doing?
Hi, Nirupama. Good afternoon. I'm really doing good and hope the same with you. And
Yes.
it's an absolute pleasure to be with you on this talk show. I'm really happy to be here, Nirupama.
Thank you. The pleasure is all mine. And today I'm really excited to understand all the essential checkpoints, that people require, especially when they are starting their business. Because when they are starting their business and when the business is a little, more matured, those are two different stages. So we're
True.
going to be asking you and really interacting with you and talking to you about all those things that people would require in the very beginning. But before we do that, Swapna, we would want to know a little bit about you. We would want to know about your journey, that what made Swapna the person that she is today.
Thank you. Good afternoon, audience, and it's lovely to meet you all. Thank you all for being here and joining us, and thank you, Nirupama, for this opportunity. And I'm really humbled. About my journey, it began way back in 1995 when I completed my 12th grade exams. So, the time was when I had to now stand for my family because, I come from a background where I lost my father at a very early age. So it was my single
Right.
mother who was taking care of our sisters, and my sister equally started at that young age, and so did I. So this was the beginning of my journey, not knowing where is it going to take me because as a dream that I had that I wanted to make a career in accountancy. I was very fascinated with accounting, and
Right.
auditing was my favorite subject, which even today is. But I
Okay.
was always prepared that no, I want to be an auditor, and one day I'm going to be doing great in that field.
Yeah.
But I think life had something else for me in mind, and of course I had to join a company where I started as a receptionist that time,
Oh.
at a very young age, of course without any experience, but that is something which I was not really enjoying. But I got an opportunity to get into sales and marketing,
Yes.
and that started with an IT industry. So that was the time when mobile phones were very newly in India. I remember the tariff was 16 rupees for a second that time, and
Right.
the Motorola phones was costing around a lakh and more.
Right.
So that was the time I started, selling those products in the market. So it was a mobile phone, a laptop, and a pager, the alphanumeric pager, you
Right.
know, not knowing what a computer is made up of.
Yeah.
The system were 286, 386, 586, Pentium. Pentium was like today's Windows 11, or the new innovations was Pentium was at that point
Absolutely.
in time.
Right.
And my boss actually used to make me sit and make me type in MS DOS to get familiar with what the computer is all about.
Understood.
How to save a file. From all that thing it started, and
Right.
I think there is where my learning journey began because my circle changed. From just being into college, among the youngsters, and talking only about movies or going out for picnics or parties. I was in a different environment where I was with more experienced people who were qualified, who were engineers, and who were dealing with the journey of life. And
Sure.
that is where I started learning, and my thought process started changing. My perspective started changing towards things. And trust me, I was very bad at sales. I was extremely bad. I could not deal with it. I had communication problem. I could not converse with people. traveling was a challenge, and I used to feel very humiliated and very this, God, I don't know, and there were times where I've actually gone and cried that no, I don't want to do it. But at the
Yeah.
same time, I knew that I had no option, but I had to do it, you
Right.
know because it was more to do with supporting the family back. So that's when one day I went to Mahalakshmi temple, and I remember I was crying in front of Mahalakshmi, and I was telling her why me, and
Right.
why this is happening to me and all that. And that day probably somewhere something in my mind changed, and I'm like, why do I victimize myself? Probably it's a process of life that we need to learn and we need to grow.
Yes.
I came back and I told my boss, I want to learn, I may be a bad salesperson, but I want to learn. I want to give it a try.
Right.
And to my luck, the team was fantastic. They actually took me through the entire process. So for me, from being a very scared person, not knowing anything, I started learning computer. I started learning assembling a computer.
Sure.
My boss would take me with him for meetings, teaching me how to converse, how to talk, how to initiate a communication. So it
Right.
was a great learning process for me. You know, those 2.5 years changed my life. It taught me a lot of things. But
Understood.
somewhere I still felt that, no, traveling is something which I don't want to do, and maybe I can do something better. So of course the confidence was there, but somewhere there was still a little thing, because may people may not accept me, if I
Right.
go for a call, I don't know much, or I'm trying to learn but it's getting difficult, because technical terms, everything is a challenge.
Challenge.
uh,
Yes.
but eventually then I had to complete my graduation. I took a break, and after that I joined in the back office, but again in an IT company,
Okay.
where I was more reformed, with more experience, with more knowledge about the sector, and I
Understood.
was acing it,
Right.
at the back office. So I was acing it, and slowly, within a span of time, I actually had a complete control of the sales and service of IT division, and I was feeling very proud about myself that yes, somewhere is where I'm reaching.
Right.
But you know what? What I missed was I missed being on field. I missed meeting people. I missed doing conversations,
Which you were
which
doing earlier.
which I was doing earlier. And I felt,
Yeah.
no, that is something which is also very important in life, because that's how you learn, and that's how you grow. I
Right.
tried convincing my boss, to allow me, but he was so relying on me that he didn't want to take that chance to allow me to go out, because he knew that his office would shake if I was out of the office. But
Right.
as you say that you can't keep doing the same thing, and of course change is something which is required. So I took a decision of moving out, and probably it was not a very good decision for me, because it was a struggle. A couple of years. I then worked for a call center, and I did work for a company which was to cyber cafe. So a lot of different experiences, but these all experiences gave me so much of learning. When I
Yes.
was in a call center, I was doing a night shift. But again, the processes, the professionalism, the kind of work that is required there, the kind of reports that we make. So I feel every profile added to my knowledge. It
Yes.
added to my
Bit by
journey.
bit.
Bit by bit, it kept empowering me. And eventually I got an opportunity to go to Delhi for event management company. And I took that up. I thought this was something different from IT, and I was maybe that young age, and you want to do something nice, you want to do something better, you want to keep changing. So yes, then this exposure came to me. Delhi happened, and for a year, a new city, new place, not knowing anybody, no known people around. And there is where my spiritual journey began, because there is where I started being comfortable with my own self. Because you're not aware who is around you, you don't know people,
Of
you
course.
you have no one to talk to. So this was a learning lesson where, because it was my decision against my family, I had to deal it all by myself. You know, uh, be it your loneliness, be it your fears, be it your any kind of things not working for you. Everything I had to deal by myself, and that made me
Right.
a strong person, or maybe a more reformed person, to handle myself in a very good way. So
Sure.
that happened for 3 years. I worked with that company, came back to Bombay. I got married, and then I was in Pune.
Got it.
I shifted to Pune, and there was a career break because, of course, after marriage, going to Bombay to Pune, it was a career break. And
Sure.
after 2 years, my son happened, and due to unfortunate reasons, I had to come back with my 10-day-old son to Bombay,
Okay.
out of my broken marriage, and it was a 2-year long career break, and I didn't know what to do.
Sure.
Even today, we know that we women don't get that kind of support from families when such situations come in life.
Right.
So this was again a very testing phase for me, but I told myself that I will not lose, because uh, giving birth to my child was my decision, and I think that was my responsibility, that I definitely wanted to ensure that I give the best to my child.
Sure.
And 2 years, it was a huge struggle for me to get through a job because the society does not accept a single mother, you know, because not because you're a single mother, but because a lot of responsibilities come with
Yes.
that, and
Yes.
they feel you may not be productive and you may not give that kind of time because honestly, today our concept is if you work late hours, you're doing a great job.
Rather
That's
than
how.
being effective and productive.
So that's what our culture is, unfortunately, but this is how it was, and I was a victim for it too.
Sure.
To my God's grace, I had some good friends who helped me get the breakthrough in exhibition industry. So since 2006, I've in the exhibition industry, and today it's been almost 16 years. I was in the industry, bit by bit learning, completely new industry, unorganized sector, completely new set of people, new processes, completely different from what your general admin office would look like,
Sure.
what your IT sales would look like, but very aggressive industry, very inspiring, a lot of things to learn. And I was fortunate to get opportunity to work in different sectors. I began
Understood.
with engineering sector, completely technical, but then I told myself that this is something which you need to learn now because life has given you an opportunity.
This, yes.
Yeah, so that's when I said ki, instead of being a victim and sitting and crying in one corner and trying to gain sympathy, I didn't want that.
Yeah.
So that's when I took a step myself. I said, let me allow myself to learn and grow and excel. And that's when my transformation started happening bit by bit. I
Beautiful.
started getting comfortable with my job. I started getting comfortable with the processes, the activities, learning new things. Of course, there were a set of people who were not very good and who didn't want you to grow, which I think, I feel they're very important, such people in our
That's a
lives.
part of the game.
They're important. Nirupama, trust me, they're important because they give you the strength to do things that they don't want you to do. You
Of
know,
course.
so that's when I said that no, I will definitely, excel myself. And yes, opportunities came my way. Different sectors I could work on, gain knowledge, and eventually, last 8 years, I was into the renewable energy industry where I could
Okay.
make some nice connects in the industry, good support. So that's when when pandemic hit, it was again a very not a very good situation because a lot of
Event
event industry
industry. Yes.
completely shut. And that's when I realized that with so much of experience that I'm carrying in different sectors, why not I do something for myself, which,
Understood.
which will give me that happiness and also that kind of experience that I have, let me put it to use. And
Yes.
that's when today I ventured into getting into the consultancy for renewable energy, and luckily I got a good set of people who are technically very strong, who came forward and lent their support in hand, and even today are standing strong by me and helping me to take a step forward in this sector.
Sure.
So today I am a founder of two companies, Abila Private Limited and Abila Agro Private Limited. So at Abila Private Limited, we are into renewable energy, where we are into advisory and technical consultancy, right from
Sure.
putting up of solar plants to residential, commercial, industrial purposes to entire government licensing, documentations, and everything. So we deal in that process, and
Understood.
we also ventured into agribusiness. So where I'm looking at promoting the millets,
Oh, wow.
of
That's
course.
something our Prime Minister is promoting.
Yes, so I think both the goals, the Pancharatra goal and the millet goal, I took this inspiration from our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi. And reason being, these are the causes I think today it's required for our
Yes.
sector. And I felt with my entrepreneurial journey, if in my bit way, if something I could give back to the society, I will be humbled because I think this all opportunities is given by God, and this is the way we
Yes.
can pay gratitude towards them. So this is how I'm here today with my journey, Nirupama.
Wow, I mean, it's been quite a journey, and the way you explained it, it has been a roller coaster ride. Yet there's been so many learnings, so many opportunities, and I'm so happy that you've embarked on every opportunity and learned it your way. And actually, I won't say that it was an easy journey or it was a difficult journey, but you've learned it your way and actually, moved on to the other side. So we are so proud of you, Swapna, and we are so happy to have you here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Awesome. So, Swapna, today we are going to talk about some of the essential checkpoints, that entrepreneurs face when they are starting their business. So, let's begin with the challenges. What are the challenges that come at an initial part of business? What is it that, people have to deal with, at an initial stage? Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so remember, challenges is something I think today, in our entrepreneurial journey, maybe, especially if it's a woman, the biggest challenge is the acceptance, So we all talk about promoting gender equality, but however, even today, we are in a male dominant society, and they still dominate the entrepreneurial ecosystem.
Right.
So I feel that is one, but otherwise, social support is a major challenge because I think whenever we start our journey, this is
Mm-hmm.
the first thing that we look up to is our immediate family, friends, who are there, who know us, who've seen our journey from childhood, or maybe who've known us, who've
Right.
trusted us, otherwise. But
Right.
when it comes to the entrepreneurial journey, there is always a step back, thinking, oh, will this happen? Will this work? Are you sure? Do you want to do it? So,
Yeah.
these all things again boils. I mean, it really creates a lot of questions in our own mind. So,
Mm-hmm.
social support definitely is a challenge. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Another challenge I feel is the lack of mentorship. It's
Right.
the very important thing is because we don't know the correct path or the correct person to guide us to take it to the path, because it's been
Absolutely.
the world is today is so competitive. Everybody wants to have a competitive edge over other, but
Mm-hmm.
still I feel there is goodness in the world, and there are people who are willing to help, but
Sure.
yes, for us, getting the right mentor, or getting that mentorship is very
Mm-hmm.
important, and is definitely a challenge. uh,
Understood.
Another challenge I feel is the institutional support. Today
Mm-hmm.
we have a lot of schemes, especially for women and even otherwise, for
Right.
upcoming entrepreneurs, but the
Right.
information is not reached at the right time.
Yes.
That's where is also
Awareness is missing, sort of.
awareness is missing, and if the awareness is there, there are a lot of the middlemen where we
Yes.
don't get that kind of support on time. So that's
Mm-hmm.
again is challenges. Access of funds to women entrepreneurs, especially, a lot of investors do have this prejudice about women-led businesses, that will she be able to do it, or उसमें कुछ दम है क्या, कुछ होगा क्या, कर पाएंगी क्या, because
Mm-hmm.
a lot of things are attached to it, when it
Yeah.
comes to women coming forward, because they don't have the entrepreneurial environment, because it's usually state that it's a male dominant
Yeah.
sector, and women are not really, so
Mm-hmm.
women can look at maybe a garment or maybe jewelry, but when it comes to manufacturing or in construction or infrastructure, you will not
Right.
today, even today, find many women coming forward.
Right.
That's also there. Our society, our traditions,
Mm-hmm.
also is a hindrance where it comes to women coming forward or doing businesses.
Right.
There are multiple challenges that a woman may face, and I think the most important is missing the role models,
Right.
because being very less women being in business,
Mm-hmm.
really topping the charts. Though
Mm-hmm.
today we see the scenario changing, but even you'll be
Right.
shocked to know it's still just the 19% of the entire ecosystem. So still it's a long way to go, for women to make that mark or top the charts more. So
Understood.
yeah, so I think these are a few challenges that as a woman entrepreneur, or as an entrepreneur otherwise, will also
Face.
face.
Lovely. So you spoke about gender diversity or gender inequality, to be very specific, spoke
Yeah.
about lack of mentorship, paucity of role models. lack of social support, and so many other things that institutional support is missing. So could you talk about some of the ways by which people can overcome these challenges? Because see, there are two ways of learning. One is doing those mistakes and learning it yourself, or it is like learning it from somebody else's experience. And today we are doing these talk shows so that people who are listening to us, they
True.
don't have to go to a hard way. They can actually learn it from somebody else's mistakes, from somebody else's experience. So we would
True.
want to know from you, what are some of the ways you would talk about overcoming these challenges?
Sure, Nirupama. Here I would like to highlight one important point that, today I think many of us know the concept of ikigai. You know,
Yes.
it's a Japanese concept originated at Okinawa Island, and which
Right.
talks about the four-way intersection. Which talks about your passion, it talks about your profession, it talks about the vocation and the mission. So the combination is that if you're doing things which you are good at and the things that gives you happiness, we talk about your passion. If you talk about things that gives you happiness and gives you money, we talk about your profession. If
Yes.
we talk about something that the world needs, maybe in other words, what we call is creating your niche or creating a niche
Yes.
service for people, that and along with that, if it's giving you money, it's the vocation. And we talk about something that the world needs and that gives you happiness. You talk about your mission. So I think it's
Understood.
very important, on finding your ikigai. Why am I saying this? Is because as an entrepreneurial journey, it comes with a lot of commitment. It comes
Yes.
with a lot of emotions, a lot of hopes that we have when we take a step to begin as an entrepreneurial journey. So to
Right.
begin with, we definitely have to identify our passion, because if
Understood.
we are not content with what we are doing, any small obstacles will take us away from our goal, will take us away from our passion, and we leave the journey halfway. We will not enjoy the process. So that is
Right.
something. This is a very important and the first step that we need to definitely work on is identifying what we need to do, what is our passion, and why we need to do it. Secondly, very important is we need to develop a plan which will help us to take our passion ahead.
Okay.
Today there's so much of information available on Google, and with Chat GPT, AI coming in picture, a lot of information, relevant information is available where we could read articles about what we want to do about our passion. If say we need to do something about a business, so what information you need about the business is
Yeah.
widely available, openly available for everyone to access it.
Yes. Open
It's
domain.
very
Yeah.
very important to read those articles, follow people who are already successful in that business,
Okay.
who has gone through this journey, who has gone through the journey of failures and successes. That is
Understood.
very very important. Follow them, learn learn from them. I think we need to have an open mind to where we can learn to unlearn ourselves and relearn the processes,
Sure.
which is very very important. Along with that, building a very strong network, connecting with like-minded people, people who are successful in their business, who are ahead of us, who has that
Sure.
experience, and from whom we can learn. So we
Right.
need to develop that kind of network around us. Learning from our failures. We need to be adaptable, and most importantly, we need to take only calculated risks. Why? Because we need to stand in life. We don't need to go back. We don't want to fall ourselves, from where we were. At least we
Right.
should be where we are and not fall down. So this is something which we need to definitely work around. And most important factor is believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, nothing can stop you. Always remember, failure does not mean it's the end. It's a stepping stone to know how not to do things. It's a
Understood.
valuable experience and you can add to your life. So I think these, it's more to do with your own personal development to sustain your entrepreneurial journey.
Love it, love it. So for all of those who have not grabbed, their hands on Ikigai, I would really want all of you to
Yes,
figure that out and please, focus on your Ikigai before you actually take the next steps for your business. And
true.
in the meantime, I would really want to know from you, which city are you joining us from and what kind of business you are in or you want to get in. Please type that in the chat section so that we get to know about you and we can take some of your questions. So my next question, Swapna, is as entrepreneurs, we hear different sounds from outside, and that sometimes deviates us from our path.
True.
So how do we, inculcate that attitude that really an entrepreneur requires, to march ahead, to keep marching ahead all throughout?
True, true, very true. So, Nirupama, as you know, as mentioned earlier, since this is a male-dominant society, today a lot of women entrepreneurs are demotivated. They're demoralized, to work, and honestly, it's nothing to do with. I feel it's nothing to do with the gender difference, but I think many times it's out of care, it's out of love, it's out of possessiveness, protection that they don't want women to uh, go forward, and or maybe it's a society created. There's a lot of talk about this, but in this in that situation, I think what plays a crucial role is your attitude. Your attitude to believe in yourself, to believe in your own abilities, and that this goes even with men. So
Okay.
your attitude is very important, because this is what is going to help you achieve measurable success in your personal professional life.
Right.
So I feel is learn to negotiate your rights. Always try to play your A game. Why? Because it helps you enhance your individual self-expression.
Yes.
What you want. Try to sit across, discuss, talk, and ask for what you want. Because if you don't ask, you will not get. It's universal law. You have to ask for what you want.
Huh.
Discuss with your family, discuss with your friends, discuss with successful people how you could go about it. Talk to them, and find your correct path instead of getting distracted from what the world is talking. Focus on what you want, what you want to do, and prove the world wrong. And key attributes, I think, what you should definitely work on is is the confidence in yourself, confidence in things that you can do. Because if there's an idea which has come to your mind, I'm sure you've seen it working somewhere. It could be the
Right.
silliest of ideas, probably, but you never know. It could create something really great for you. So, believe in yourself, believe in your thoughts, have that kind of confidence, be adaptable, be adaptable to changes, be adaptable to if things are not working the way you wanted, maybe there's some other way to work, make it work. So,
Understood.
try to find that way, be adaptable, be persistent, keep doing the thing that you want to really do. Because if you have a classic example, even a rock can be cut if water keeps hitting the rock, you know that's a classic example that we have. The reason I'm quoting a very simple example because everyone can relate to it. If you go to any beach side, you find a huge rock having those pores and cuts on the rock. The water's hitting it. Otherwise, it's
Yes.
not possible to cut a rock. But if you are not persistent, how will you go forward? So
Lovely.
persistence is definitely important, and hard work. There is no solution to hard work, friends. Hard work is the key to everything. There is no alternative. There is no solution. There are no shortcuts in life. It's hard work. So I think confidence, adaptability, persistence, and hard work are very, very important for you to have the attitude that entrepreneurship requires.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you for mentioning those two key pearls, hard work and consistency and persistence. I mean, we are so happy to, get that in our ecosystem and hear that from you. And Swapna, let's welcome some of the people who are,
Yes.
talking here. We have Yoga Darshini. Yoga Darshini says, great session, Swapna. Keep rocking. Then we have Geeta, who is saying that great going, Swapna, more power to you.
Thank you.
Geeta
Thank you.
Ravi Shankar. Sujata says, hi, Swapna. Arzu says, hi, I'm Arzu from Thane. I am a life purpose coach. Minakshi Verma has joined us. She says, my name is Minakshi Verma. I mentor people out of their traumatic emotions and help them emotionally evolve. Wow, Minakshi, that's so powerful. Shekhar
Fantastic.
Day. Shekhar Day has joined us, who says, very nice approach, good going. Thank you so much for all your powerful comments out here. Please let us know that what is that specific question you would want to ask our guest today. We would want to take your questions, because if you are participating with us, really letting us know about your learnings, you stand to win a very, very, very special prize. So please keep commenting and keep putting your questions out there, and do share with us your learnings. So Swapna, my next question to you is, you'd been into employment for quite some time before you actually got onto your entrepreneurial journey. And I would want to know from you that when a person is in employment, a lot of times that employment mindset becomes a part of you. So, how do you really think like an entrepreneur, after being in employment for so many years?
Yes, a very important question, Nirupama. And that's a very funny fact behind this question that when we are in employment, how do you think about being an entrepreneur? So, friends, a very important point, if you all notice, in an employment, you already are an entrepreneur. And how is that? That is when it's a competitive world today. We all are in a race where we need to prove ourselves to stay above the competition, to
Yes.
to prove that we're standing out in the crowd, to prove ourselves, and the activities that we do, to get that first order, that first contract, or that first association tie up, or it could be anything. So yeah, everything, these are the activities even an entrepreneur does to set up his business, you know. So in an employment where an employer gives his rights to you to do a job for him. So the only difference here is you're in an employment, you're doing this thing for somebody else at somebody else's expense. And the entrepreneurial journey, you're doing it for yourself at your expense.
Right.
The profile is same, the job is same, everything is same. It's more you need to do is build a rapport, build a network, create that trust. Friends, unless you don't create a rapport and create a trust me, nothing is going to work for you. So, the crux of our success is our network through whom, we get these new business generations or lead generations is what we called. But rapport building, networking is the key. So, be it an employment or be it entrepreneur, you're already doing what you need to do. So, it actually goes hand in hand.
Lovely, lovely. Just, you're doing it at your own expense when you are an entrepreneur, and you're doing it at your employer's expense when you are an
Yes.
employee. So keep learning wherever you are, and
Yes.
keep, sharpening your axe wherever you are doing that.
Absolutely, absolutely right, Nirmal. Well said. Yes, keep sharpening yourself because that's how it's going to, a sharpened pencil writes well than a blunt one. So,
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely. So, you've been talking about networking, you've been talking about rapport building, having the right set of people. And one of my mentors, Jim Rohn, used to say, you are the sum total of the 5 people, that you surround yourself with. So, how do we ensure that the people who are around us, they are empowering us and not exhausting us? I mean, could you talk about some of the ways?
Yes. So, as I mentioned, Nirupama, I was introducing myself, that people around you are very very important because everyone teaches you something or the other.
Sure.
People who are your well wishers always will tell you what is good, what is not happening good, how you need to do things, how you don't need to do things. And
Right.
people who are not really thinking good about you will always keep telling you that how bad you're doing it, in spite you're doing it right or wrong, because that's their way of looking at things.
Right.
So everybody will be contributing to yourself. So the people who are not wishing well for you are the very important people, and I think you should have such people because that's how you know that you're climbing the ladder up in life, because
Right.
that's when you're doing it right, because that's giving them the kind of discomfort in their journey, because they're doing it right. So these people are absolutely important. So we have to open our mind and look at these people, or rather everyone, with a positive attitude. Very important here is creating yourself, self empowering yourself. It
Okay.
always means because you take a conscious decision to take charge of your destiny. When you are an
Right.
entrepreneur, you self empower yourself because you want to create it. That's when you started this journey.
Right.
Very important is you need to cultivate your attitude. You need to look at things in a different perspective. Your outlook should be very different. Look
Sure.
at evaluating your strengths and what are your weaknesses. Try to work on them. you know Look at pursuing your passions, trusting your abilities. That's very very important. Today we talk about goals. Very important is we all talk about smart things, smart watch, smart this, smart that. We talk
Yeah.
about goals as well, smart goals.
Yeah.
Break down your goals to smart goals. And when I say smart goals, they're specific, they're measurable, they're achievable, they're realistic, and they're timely. You know, your entire journey is basically based on how you work towards achieving your goals.
Right.
And these people are the ones who are going to help you to achieve your goals. But your work is to focus on yourself, to create yourself, to self empower yourself. Surround yourself with like minded people, motivated people who can help you to empower to achieve your goals. And the ones who are negative ones, welcome them, because that's how they are going to tell you that you are doing right. So look at them in that perspective. Keep your mind
Lovely.
focused, and that's what how you will achieve your own
Wonderful.
empowerment. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. I love the way you said welcome the people who are, kind of uh,
Yes.
putting you down or who are not so empowering in your life, but they are really those guidances, that you are on your path. You are on the right path, actually. Beautiful.
I have had set of peoples in my life in my journey in this Nirupama. I mean, I've really, yes, initially it did disturb me when I went through a very bad time, but then, with time I realized that how important they are to create me today.
Yeah,
So yeah, so that's coming from the personal experience. That you
lovely.
should welcome such people who will empower you to
Awesome.
grow where you are today.
Wonderful, wonderful. So we have a question coming from Tiju. Tiju says, how do we strike a balance between being an employee and an entrepreneur?
Yes. Tiju, thank you for this question. See, of course, I will not anywhere promote any unethical practices, because when it's an employment, we have a commitment towards our company. And I think, that's when we should definitely look at that. But at the same time, today we all are talking about creating a side hustle. Today the pandemic has given us a lot of big lesson in life, where the pandemic really turned the tables for everyone. And
Right.
so yes, you can look at working, you can look at creating your own journey. Start small, but something which is not going to be directly with your area of business which you're doing for your employer, because then that will not be a very right way to do things.
Yes.
So you can look at starting small of what you need to do, how you want to take it forward. And I'm sure there are a lot of opportunities and options when you start talking to people about your businesses, which you may do in your time where you get free from your employment responsibilities.
Yes. Over
You-
the weekends
Over the
or
weekends,
after
over
your
the
working
evenings.
hours.
Absolutely, absolutely. And any work that is going to add value to someone else's life, contribute to someone else's journey, I think it's most welcome. And that's how you can look at creating your
Lovely.
your entrepreneurial journey.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So we have another question that's coming from Geeta. Swapna, can you tell me 5 important things that needs to be taken care of while starting an entrepreneurial journey?
Yes, I think um, five things. Basically, when you start an entrepreneurial journey, a very important thing is what you really want to do. I think we just discussed this some time back. So you're identifying your ikigai. Why am I stressing on this? Is basically because if you want to start a journey where you want to be successful, this is the key. This is the key to begin. This is the key that's going to open the door for you. So once you identify your passion, then you can look at why do you want to do it. So if there's a thing that you want to do, next is why you want to do it. What is the purpose that you want to solve?
Sure.
What is it the people that you want to meet or you want to help with? Where is the solution going to be used? So you need to work on your market study, on your target market, your customer, who's going to be a customer, who's going to be a target audience, which areas you need to do your business, where is it that you want to, which demographic area, or people of what age group. So there's lots activities that you need to identify once you start with your process of your entrepreneurial journey. After the ideation, it comes to who is going to be your person, why is what you want to do, what is the solution that is going to address, and when is that you're going to be ready with your solution to give to the people in the market. So these five things are going to be very important, because that's when you will have your confidence levels, you will have your trust, you have your belief in yourself to stand out in people and talk about what you're really doing, what you're contributing to the society, what you're giving back to the people, and why
Mm-hmm.
is it necessary for them.
Lovely, lovely. That's a wonderful, wonderful answer, Swapna. Thank you for that. We have another question that's coming from Tiju. Tiju says, "How do we make sure that we are not getting exhausted about the negative people around us and their talks?"
Yes. So, Tiju, very, very small things in life, Uh, one thing, you should not define yourself about what people are talking about you, because you are unique. You are yourself, what you are, and nobody else can be. That's a very important that you tell yourself that, I am unstoppable. It's me who's doing it.
Mm-hmm.
When you start your journey, someone else never even thought about it. It's you who have thought about it. So
Right,
definitely you're a step ahead than what others are. You know,
right.
that's your first stage of confidence. You are yourself, and if you are doing a way that you want to help people, you are contributing to society and others are not. So I don't really think that you should look at what people are talking, because people are going to talk. Let's accept the fact that people are going to talk. They are going to talk that tell you not to do it, but are
Right,
you convinced when they say that not to do it? You're not, because you know that's the right thing that you're doing.
right,
Correct? So that's how you have to tell yourself that what I am doing is my goal. I get success, I don't get success, I fail, is my responsibility. See, your recognition, or you don't need validation from people of what you're doing, and you should not take. You
right,
should take validation from yourself. You should take validation from people who are there in your support, who are telling you, who are guiding you, who are basically helping you through your journey.
right.
Listen to them, talk to them, and only think about it. Focus on yourself, not about the negative people. You can minus the negative people, and if at times it may get difficult for you, change your environment. Very important. Change your
Beautiful.
environment, and not necessarily you leave the place, you go somewhere else. The change has to begin in yourself. You need to change your way of thinking. You need to change your style of living. Maybe, add something that will give you pleasure, that will give you happiness. Listen to some nice things. We have so many wonderful motivational speakers, where whom you can listen to some good music, listen to, just dance your way out. Relax your mind, let the thought go, and you're back.
Yes, absolutely. Whatever is your way, just find that way for yourself and let it out. Beautiful.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Beautiful. So I have a lot of comments pouring. Geeta says smart goals, measurable and time bound and realistic are good pointers. Minakshi Verma says so true. Welcome the people who are putting you down because
Yes.
they keep telling you why and who are those whom you are meant to serve. We are not here to serve everybody. We are here to transform the lives of those who seek us. Okay.
Absolutely.
Arzu says networking is very important for any business. However, sales is the ultimate goal of any business. Any suggestions for how to choose the correct prospects for your business and then do networking?
See, networking, it does not happen that way, because when we say networking, we have to initially meet people, get to know them, understand them, understand their requirement, understand if you have the solution for what they need. Only then a sale will happen. But it may happen when we network that a person A may not have any requirement, but when you build a rapport with him, when you build a trust with that person, he will recommend you to person B who may need your services. So networking always will not lead you to business revenues, but it will lead you to connects who will get you business revenues. So networking at the end of it is very important for you to generate more leads. And yes, your question about how to probably profitable sales. So sales is something which will come out of the need of the solution. So if your solution is a niche solution, or it is the need that is addressing someone else's problem, the sale will happen. It's the way you are going to project yourself. So here also we need to work on ourselves, how we present our solutions to people.
Right.
Because honestly, we get a very short chance to create that impression with people. So and that is where the trust starts building. So I would suggest, let's work on yourself. you know Ask yourself, why will I buy the solution? create your tagline, create your pitch. That what is it that you're going to talk about your services to people, which is going to create a need in them, or probably which is the need but which they are not being vocal about. So today I have quite a few set of friends, or I could say women in my group who are into coaching. I think Arzu is also one of them, and
Right.
so what happens is today when it comes to such sectors, Nirupama, a lot of people are still closed about talking openly about these
Right.
sectors. So what
Right.
if we go and tell that, okay, this is what I'm doing? People today, some time back, this thing with psychiatrists was also a problem, where people think going to a psychiatrist means we are mad, we are mental. We don't understand that that's not true. They are there
Right.
to guide us, because today we are not able to communicate with our loved ones. We go and take help of some third person who has a
Right.
way to get things out of them. But
Yes.
society today is still in not in that acceptance mode. But
Right.
yes, I think it's somewhere opening slowly. And if we present it in a such a way that people feel the need to talk to us about
Right.
their issues, or about their problems, then I think it definitely helps.
Beautiful, beautiful. I am amazed to see the kind of questions that are flowing. Minakshi says, if we are looking if 1 minute, it's on the screen, if we are looking to digitally scale up our business, what is the right time to start?
Now, now, now is the time. You're already late.
Yeah.
Digital is booming. With chat GPT, AI, everything coming in picture, friends, digital is the thing. It's the thing. So if today you feel when is the right time, it's now. So for any education, friends, for anything that you want to learn, which is going to add value to your skill set, which is going to upscale your education, the time is now. it's
Beautiful.
it's never it's now. Do it now. Take
Lovely.
that decision, go ahead, do it.
Amazing. So Tiju has a sharing that whenever she's feeling down, she connects with nature and repeatedly hears the song "I'm Unstoppable," and that helps her lift her mood.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Did you should sing this song to yourself in front of the mirror every day morning.
Yes, absolutely.
And that's for
Uh,
all.
that's for all. And find that song that lifts you up, and
Yes,
always have that, in your phone, so that any of those days you can just simply put it on and dance along with that.
yes, absolutely.
Minakshi says, and what all things should we take care of? Minakshi says, this is a follow up question. Okay, so she says, when we are looking at digitally scaling up our business, what are the things that we should take care of, and who all should we have on our team?
See, if you want to learn it yourself, I think at the basic level, we all should have a basic knowledge of what we are getting into, especially the digital world, because it's so vast, it's so wide. So you should certainly have an idea of how things work. And yes, you may feel overwhelmed that it's lots to do
Right,
and a lot to learn, and I don't have that kind of time, which is understood because you can't do everything by yourself.
right,
But my basic thing is that at least know what is happening and let the expert handle it for you,
right,
right? So in digital, you can, there's so much today. You have your Facebook, you have your entire social media, you have your Twitter, your LinkedIn, your Instagram, your SEO, your PPC, everything. So your business runs, your target marketing, everything is on digital platform. And it's not possible for one person to learn everything, but there are
right.
experts who are going to take care of you. But my thing is, at least having basic idea of what is happening with your business, so that tomorrow if anything is going wrong, you're there and you know what is happening with it and how can you correct it. So that's very important. So have a basic idea and let the experts do their job, honestly.
Beautiful, beautiful. So, I'm just adding on to the question that Binakshi has asked. When should we hire people in our team, and how do we know that which tasks do we do ourselves and which are the tasks that we should outsource?
Yes. See, hiring a team is a very crucial question, Nirupama, because when you're hiring a team, a new hire is always a massive commitment when you're starting out,
Yes.
and it can be a pretty big hit to your bottom line as well. So,
Right.
what happens is here you should always look at what are the gaps that are there. The gaps when what you or your team can do versus
Right.
what you need to do. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and if there are any basic skill sets that you feel that adding those skills which are not very difficult to learn and you can do it by yourself initially
Mm-hmm.
when you're starting up, I think you should look at that point. But if you feel that there is a major gap where you feel that you don't have the capabilities or the skill sets or the capacity to learn it, then
Right.
maybe you can look at hiring a person. And the hiring should always be top down. Reason
Mm-hmm.
being, you should look at person who is going to be a multitasker. Why?
Understood.
Because you are a lean team at this point of time, and
Mm-hmm.
investing into specialized things for what single person or single activity is not possible.
Right.
So you need to have a person who can handle multiple roles for you to begin with. That could be a big option, but you need to ensure that your cash flow is appropriate and it can cover the
Rolling.
cost, and
Yeah.
there are no hidden costs or no visible cost which is going to be a damage to you, because it may then if a month you're able to do it and next month you're not for whatever
Mm-hmm.
reasons because you're still a startup, then you should not hamper your image as well, your brand image, your company image as well in the market. So the time to hire a person is something which, when you feel that there is a major gap which you
Mm-hmm.
cannot handle and your cash flows are in place, so you should look at only hiring a person at that point of time.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
So understanding the gaps and hiring top down,
Yes.
essentially a person who can handle multiple tasks simultaneously when we are starting out.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Lovely.
Yes.
So, we've spoken about mentorship, that why is mentorship important when we are looking at starting a business. So, I would want to know from you, why is it important to have guidance right in the beginning, when we are starting a business? And
Yeah.
what kind of mentors should we have, because we have all the different options, but we don't know in the beginning that which all mentors do we require, you know?
Correct, correct, right, right. Before that, Anupam, I think I missed answering your one question that what task you should do yourself
Yes.
and which you should outsource. So here a very important task that we need to do is we need to we should actually outline the company process. We should ourselves have a clarity of the steps that we need to follow to execute our company successfully. So that's
Right.
when it's a very important matrix that we should follow here. We can look at creating a matrix charts of high and low importance, and with subsequent list of activities that we need to do. you know so that will give us a clarity
Okay.
of what is important. So this matrix comes as a vertical high and horizontal low, and you chart down your activities, which is of very high importance and which is a very low importance to you. And
Right.
activities with high importance are taken care before. With the low importance, maybe a priority, but they're of less importance, can be taken up at a later stage. So this will
Right.
help you to basically list down your activities, understand what needs to be done
Mm-hmm.
and how you can handle it. And with that, I think a lot of people must have heard about the Eisenhower principle of important and urgent activities.
Yes.
This is a very, very important chart, which basically helps you with four things:
Mm-hmm.
what you can do, or how you can plan, or what you can plan, if you can eliminate those activities, and
Right.
if you can delegate those activities. Friends, this is a
Understood.
very important chart. If you're not aware of this chart, please Google it. It's Eisenhower Principle of Important Urgent Activities. This
Mm-hmm.
chart will give you a clarity of things that you can do yourself, you need to do yourself, and what you can outsource. So this will give you a clear picture of how you need to, plan your company activities.
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful. So,
Yeah.
all of you, please go ahead and Google the Eisenhower principle of urgent versus important, so that
Yes.
you can really find for yourself that what is urgent, that is taking away your time, and what is really important in your company in the long run.
Correct. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, Nirupam,
So,
coming to your next question about the guidance and the mentorship, right? This is what your question
yes,
was. Correct.
yes.
Correct. So, what happens is, Nirupama, when when you plan to start the entrepreneurial journey, it's a huge step. It's a huge step. It's a huge commitment because our dreams, our hope, our future, and our emotions are all attached to it. And
Right.
there are many steps involved from starting a business to right from your registration, your trademarks, a lot of compliances are into picture, the right
Right.
ideations, searching the right target markets, right audience, looking at marketing activities, operational activities. So it's hell lot of activities that we need to plan when we're doing a business. It doesn't
Right.
stop at just ideation. So
Right.
here the correct guidance helps you a lot because if you have a consultant or if you have a guide who's going to tell you that okay, A, B, C, D are the compliances, are the mandatory compliance for you to do a business legally or ethically in the country. This is what
Right.
you need to do. So you are aware, okay, these are the procedures I need to follow. So instead of getting at a problem later, you know from initially that this is what you need to do in order to start it to function it in a correct way.
Right.
Similarly, there can be guidance from a marketing side that what you need to do to promote your business, how you need to create your brand, how you need to create your brand visibility in the market, how you need to market your product. So it's not possible for one person to know everything,
Absolutely.
and that's when a guidance comes into picture because that's where they guide you to do things. So it's very important to have to get guidance right from the day one uh, for your businesses, for your smooth functioning. And when it
Right.
comes to the mentorship, how you need to choose your mentor. So it's a very I would say a very tricky thing because uh, at times you might get come across people who may be fake in front of you, and in different ways. But what you need to look at is few certain qualities in a mentor. It has
Right.
to be the mentor has to be the person who has had the journey of failures coming to successes.
Right.
Very important. If you have a mentor who's only seeing success, please don't go to the mentor because he will not be able to guide you through the journey because he's not seen the processes. He might be successful, and that's by God's grace. He's never tasted failure. That's not his fault. But we need to prepare ourselves through the journey.
Right.
Here, the thought does not come that, oh, which means I have to fail. No. The thought comes that if something doesn't work, then how do I stand up?
Right.
That's where the role the mentor will play. So the mentor will help you to grow individually and develop as a profession. You know,
Lovely.
he has to develop the required real life skills in you. How
Right.
you need to handle things, how you need to look at opportunities, how do you need to look at things around you, how you need to develop yourself, what skills are required for you to develop yourself. So these all step by step, the mentor will keep guiding you. The
Right.
mentor should be the one who will give you the honest feedback about what you're doing. Is it right? Is it wrong? He should not be the ones, even if you're doing wrong, will say, "Oh, you're doing it right."
Yeah.
No. So the mentor has to give you an honest feedback. He should be the one who should be able to uncover the blind spots that
Right.
you may otherwise overlook in enthusiasm. Because fast successes always lead to over enthusiasms, and failures will lead you to losing your heart. So the
Right.
mentor plays a crucial role here. That he will keep you focused, he will keep you going, he will keep you guiding, and he will also take your attention to the available valuable opportunities and new opportunities. And he could be the one who could also get you introduced to new opportunities, who can give you businesses. So the mentor
Lovely.
is a combination of all of this.
Amazing, amazing. So, a mentor is not necessarily working on your skill, but also the right mindset to thrive in business because
True.
business will not be always an upward curve. It will have its own, ups and downs, and you got to be ready for that and have a mentor to keep showing you the guidance, the direction, and give you constant feedback is what I have understood out of
Yes,
your.
absolutely correct. Absolutely correct, Nirupama.
Wonderful, wonderful. So we have another question from Minakshi who says, "What should we focus on first, personal branding or branding of the concept?"
See, the concept branding can go hand in hand. Actually, branding of your idea of your solution is always goes hand in hand. But yes, you need to first create your own brand. People should know Meenakshi. People should can relate who is Meenakshi, what is she doing, you know. So your both your concept branding and your self branding will go hand in hand. Like today,
Okay.
if I'm looking at Nirupama, I know she is into entrepreneurial sector, and you know she's into women entrepreneurial sector. If I look at Arzu, I know she's a life coach. So this is her brand that she is promoting. Also, she Arzu. So what Arzu is doing? Arzu is a life coach, you know. So this has to go hand in hand, you know, what solution you're giving to what you are. So today, if Meenakshi is into ABC business, so if I have thinking about ABC business, name should come to my mind. Oh, Meenakshi, I can connect with Meenakshi on this.
Right.
So it has to go hand in hand. It cannot be, it cannot go separately.
Lovely. Amazing. Another question from
Yeah.
Tiju. Tiju says, when we are in the starting stages of entrepreneurship, what are some of the things to take care to gain trust of people and thereby creating our leads?
Yes, very important question, Tiju. So, see, my clear thought process is trust comes only from honesty. You know, what you're doing, you need to be absolutely honest about what you're doing. Your solutions should be absolutely for the customer. So for me, I'm a very customer centric person. You know, I look at what my customer needs and how I can give the maximum to the customer, and that's how I built my trust. You know, so,
Right.
and actually, honestly, that's how it works. You know, if your customer is happy, he will come back to you. He'll come back to your services. To begin with, yes, when you don't have a customer, but you need to gain that confidence from people, is where your genuinity, your honesty, the right kind of solution that you're providing to the problem, and the problem should be there. So, if there is no problem, what solution will you sell? You know,
Yes.
so these are very important things that to begin with that you should understand. You should identify your problem. Today, a lot of people, you know, they come into entrepreneurial journey thinking कि अरे इसका चल रहा है मेरा भी चल ही जाएगा.
Right.
No,
It's a fad a lot of
yeah,
times.
it's a fact. But you should look at what problem am I. भले ही वो एक सेम चीज आप कर रहे हो, लेकिन उसमें what are you doing differently? What is it that you're addressing to? What is the
Right.
problem that you're solving? And why will it not sell? If you are solving a problem, why will it not sell?
Yes.
So that's where your answer is.
Lovely. So, how are you different from everyone else? I mean, you could be doing the same thing, but find out what's your USP and focus on that.
Yes. Yes.
Lovely. Okay, I come to my final question. Upgrading yourself is no longer a luxury but a necessity.
Yes.
Why is it important for entrepreneurs today to keep upgrading themselves at different stages of businesses?
Yes. So, Nirupama, we all know today, no innate talent gives people the skills and knowledge they need to succeed in life. You know,
Right,
even those with absolute fantastic entrepreneurial journey, entrepreneurial traits or characteristics can possibly know everything about anything. You know, so
right.
and if you want to experience real success in life, I think inspiration is one of the most important drivers. And without a continuous education, you will not find those new ideas, or you will find those new ideas coming to you in a very much harder way.
Right,
So knowledge always keeps you, or you have a competitive edge above others when you have knowledge, you know,
right,
when you grow the potential, when you have the power to face the unexpected changes. And this
right.
all comes only from knowledge, you know.
Yes.
So today, when the pandemic hit, many people, they did extremely well because they had that kind of knowledge. They had that they could do something different from what they were already doing when they knew
Right.
that, okay, if thing A is not working and they're trying to do with thing B, because they got that knowledge, because they seeked that information, they learned about it. That's how they were successful. That's how they could, you know, upgrade themselves. So knowledge plays a very, very important role. It helps you to
Right.
improve your business. It helps you to protect from unnecessary disruptions. It gives you skills and confidence. And knowledge basically also gives us the strength and the power to embrace new challenges in different sectors. So
Yeah.
it's very important to continuously keeping yourself upgraded and upskilling yourself if you really want to sustain it for a long term in the market.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. So, whether it's trends, whether it is working on yourself, whether it is beating the blues, Everything requires you to grade yourself, upskill yourself, and continuously keep working on yourself.
Because it also gives you a different perspective to look at situations.
Yes.
If you have knowledge about certain more things, that maybe you can look at it as a third person, and maybe that things work for you. So your perspective changes. When you learn, when you get yourself educated, when you add knowledge to your yourself, these all things automatically keep happening to you.
Lovely,
Yeah.
lovely. I love this part of looking things from a different lens, looking things from a
Yes.
different perspective. Thank you, thank you. This is actually bringing us to the last segment of our show, wherein we ask the guests to give their final message to the audience. But before I ask you to give that to the audience, I would want to talk to the audience and would want to know from you people that what has been your biggest takeaway. Please let us know in the chat section, and we'll be announcing the names of 3 winners. So please make sure that you write, keep participating till the very end, and let us know that what are your biggest takeaways from this very show. So we would want to know from you, Swapna, that what is your final message, that is that you would want to give to the audience. And we always want our guests to come up with one-liner, that they would want to really share.
Yes. So, Nirupama, my message is to all you lovely audience. Believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Keep working towards your goals every single day. Don't focus on obstacles, but work on the opportunities. Seek guidance. Remain humble, and don't forget to offer your gratitude to that superpower who's a musician and has the best ever planned to you.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Believing in yourself is so powerful. Thank you
Yes.
so much. And thank you for bringing that gratitude insight. I mean, we need to be thankful for what we have all the time.
Absolutely. And offering gratitude, friends, will change your life. Trust
Awesome.
me, every day morning, if you can give 5 minutes and offer your gratitude towards that superpower, it will change your life like anything. It's a very
Beautiful.
important thing to do in life, and everyone must do it.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you
And
for saying that.
coming to my one liner, Nirupama, I believe in one thing, that change is the only constant. That's my favorite line forever, and that's hit me here, and it always stays with me, because that's the only thing that is. Every situation is temporary. Every situation in life is temporary. Change is the only constant, because after every darkness comes the dawn.
Right.
Change is the only constant. So, guys, believe in yourself, stay focused, and stay motivated.
Awesome, awesome. So I'm getting my takeaways here. Tiju says, be unstoppable and keep upskilling. Look at the things in a different perspective. Aarti Nadikar says, welcome your critiques. Start now, be honest and be humble. That's what Aarti has to share with all of us. Awesome. And thank you very much. So let's announce the winners. So clearly we have 3 winners. The first winner that we have is Minakshi Verma. Can we all congratulate Minakshi Verma? Guys, please type in congratulations in the chat section, because we want to reward these people who are there with us till the end and who are actually participating, because participation is what gives you the maximum learning. So the
Yes.
first winner is Minakshi Verma. Let's congratulate Minakshi. The second winner is Tiju. Let's congratulate Tiju in the chat section. And finally, I would also want to congratulate Aarti Nadikar. Aarti, we are so happy to have you. So please make sure that you people are congratulating all the action takers, because action is what creates transformation. Thank you so much. And here I'm reading Meenakshi's takeaways. She talks about persistence, perseverance, digital marketing insights, personal branding, someone who works on emotional intelligence area, and I would say the one liner, learn to ride the wave. Awesome. So
Absolutely fantastic, Manakshi. So happy to listen to so many comments. And guys, you've been a wonderful audience. Thank you so much, and I'm truly humbled, Nirupama. You gave me this opportunity to be here and talk and share my views and perspectives with this such wonderful audience. Thank you so much, guys. One thing I would like to mention thing here about one of our winners, Aarti Nadekar. She is honestly, I'm in love with that woman. She is
uh-huh.
fantastic. She's a doodle artist. She is a sketch note artist. And you know what? I'm sure today this conversation, she's going to doodle it, and you will soon find it on LinkedIn. That's what
Wow.
that's what Aarti Nadekar is all about. So keep watching Aarti Nadekar on LinkedIn, guys. You will get so many insights and inputs from her. She transforms everything into doodles, and that makes it just wonderful and easy to learn. So thanks, Aarti,
Awesome.
and I'm glad I have met you, in this journey, and I'm really blessed. Thank you so much.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I love the way people are pouring congratulations in the chat section. I mean, that's
Absolutely
so
wonderful.
empowering and beautiful. Thank you,
Absolutely.
everyone. We'll meet you next Thursday with a new guest. Keep rocking and keep inspiring all of us. So
Yes,
take
guys.
care and
Take
let's
care.
meet next week. Take care.
Thank
Bye
you so
bye.
much. Thanks so